Ryan Anderson here, the driver of Son of a Digger. You're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What's going on, everybody? Project Rod Rod here, and it is time for World Finals 1 here for the Showdown Champions League. Nova Strider in Crush Station was your LCQ winner. After a tough racing matchup, she came out on top and earned that 14th and final spot in the main field of trucks for World Finals 1. Now, let's go ahead and go over the rules for qualifying once again, as each driver will have 2 chances at qualifying. There will be no turbo used at any given time for their runs. Both front tires have to be within the ramps, finish ramps, and smoke gates in order to avoid a penalty. If tires are even on top of the smoke gate, there will be a penalty for each offense. A new rule compared to Season 1. So, the regular season, I mean. So let's get started with qualifying. From Houston, Texas, Cecily, 96, in the Lucas Stabilizer. And Cecily, 96, an amazing season this season in Tour Blue. Finished 3rd overall, and it was a tough match, really, for everybody in that tour. A lot of fantastic drivers, of course. Everybody had their eyes on Megalodon and Black Pearl, as they had a constant back and forth all season long. But Cecily, 96, again, a fantastic season. A slow start in the beginning, but definitely came out and showed what she's capable of and came out on top with a couple of competition wins. So she's going to prove her worth here and prove her skill to hopefully come out on top with a championship. Here we go, a 25.859 for her first time in the books. Getting ready for the second attempt now. Was pretty good in terms of racing, made it to the final round at least once, and mostly after that was pretty constant in the semifinal round. So definitely has what it takes, definitely a great racer, but she just had some really tough competition, as both Black Pearl and Megalodon were just crazy fast and crazy good in terms of racing. Of course, each of them taking all the racing wins this season, but right there, looks like there may be a penalty. We're going to take a look at a replay here. And going a little too wide. And on top of that, smoke gate, so a 3-second penalty for Lucas Stabilizer. 28.893 is her time. From Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's April Summers in Monster Jam Dalmatian. Hanging on by a thread this season, as it came down to the final stop to determine whether her or Little Drift 912 was going to make it into World Finals, but she did it. She did what needed to be done, and she's here now rocking that Mercury body for Monster Jam Dalmatian. A beautiful body that we all love to see. And we're all excited that it's being here debuted in World Finals. So looking forward to see what she has in store for us. Coming to the final turn. Looking a bit wobbly, so that may hurt her a bit. And I'm hearing now there's some question on a penalty. And right there on top of the smoke gate, yes, she will receive a penalty, a 30.578 for April Summers in Monster Jam Dalmatian. But she's ready to go for attempt number 2. So let's see if she can get a good time this time and avoid any penalties. Again, I mentioned in the LCQ, this is a tough track. Really. His first part is a piece of cake, but right after this turn here, after this jump, you go into those crush cars, you got to watch out. You hit them just right, and they're going to send you in a complete 180 and ruin your chances at a great time. So it's going to be tough. You got to thread the needle here and really be precise if you want to come out with a good time. Finishing the first run here, or second run, excuse me, and a 26.862. From Baltimore, Maryland, it's Riley Strider in Blue Thunder. Ready to see what he has in store for us here in qualifying in the World Finals. Again, another truck with a great season 2 freestyle win, so he's definitely more of a freestyler than anything. However, he can surprise you with his racing. Has come pretty close in the semifinals at least. Of course, Max D and Matt Johnson absolutely killing it all season long. So, you thought Tour Blue had it tough. Tour Violet had it even harder, as they had Matt Johnson on their lineup, and he was quite a guy to battle. But right here, There's questions on that penalty, and he will be getting one. 29.477 for his first attempt. Hopefully, attempt number 2 will have a better result. But this guy, freestyler first and foremost, but racer, he's on the up and up. And you know he's a happy camper right now, given that Nova Strider, his wife, was able to get that LCQ win and will be joining him here in the main field of trucks. And I believe she's actually right after him once he finishes his second attempt. So let's go ahead and see what this second attempt is going to bring as he's coming to the finish. And his second time, a 26.610. From Daytona Beach, Florida, your LCQ winner, Nova Strider in Crush Station. And we were just talking about her as Riley Strider, her husband, was just before her, putting on a pretty good time in the overall grand scheme of things, and a great outcome for him as he was able to avoid a penalty in the second run. But let's see if she can come out on top here. And right there, that's what I mentioned. That's the difficult part, the most difficult part of that area is those crush cars, because we all know all season long, those concrete crush cars have no remorse. They do not care. That's a brick wall that you're hitting. 27.195 for Crush Station. But they will immediately shut you down and ruin any attempts that you try in terms of racing, because they're tough. So let's see if that doesn't mess her up this time around, and I'm sure she's not going to be the last one, as it's a tricky area here. Right, they're able to avoid it perfectly, but I think she went a little too wide and will be facing a penalty. So it's going to be penalty city here, it seems like, because it is tough. It is a tough track, and that rule is going to hurt a lot of people. Right here, replay on top of that smoke gate, so a penalty will be given to Nova Strider. 29.610 is her second time. Here comes another Texas resident. It's Toucan Plays in Avenger. And rocking a beautiful paint scheme here for World Finals. We've been seeing that green body all season long, but finally giving us something different here for World Finals. Again, this is a special competition, so we're going to see a lot of this with a lot of drivers. But Toucan, pretty average all season, and I say average, I don't mean that in a bad way. He was consistent, and consistent enough to stay in the middle of the lineup to ensure that he got a main field invitation, and that is why he's here. He's had his moments, had some great moments throughout the season, but this is where he needs to shine the most and come out on top with a win. Waiting for the first time, no penalties. 28.746 for Avenger, so he's going to get lined up for the second one now. And if he can avoid penalties and get a faster time, it'll put him in a great spot. The top 2 qualifiers in this lineup will get a bye run into round 2. So again, the benefit of being one of the fastest, going a bit too wide though, hitting the dumpsters. And looks like he's going to call it there, as there was no coming back from that. A DNF for Avenger. From Apple Valley, California, it's kind of fluffy in the black and green wrecking machine. Gravedigger, which is not black and green this time around, coming out with a beautiful body scheme here. A good callback, a nice callback to the olden days of Gravedigger. He's out here in this beautiful white body scheme in the grandma truck, the grandma digger, if you will. And looking to do some great things here again. Another driver that isn't too much of a racer, more so his area is best trick and freestyle. That's more so his realm. And he does have one win in each this season in Tour Violet. So, well, I'm sure he'll surprise us in racing, but best trick and freestyle is where we're going to see this guy shine the most. A 27.644 for attempt number 1. Attempt number 2, he's getting ready now. He avoided a penalty in his first run. Let's see if he can do it in the second run and come out with a faster time. A bit of a delay at the start there. Kind of a slow start, but he's picking up now, coming to that first turn. Trying to make up some ground here and avoid penalties. Going a little wide there, though. And hitting that concrete crush car, sending him into 180. And he will also get a DNF. He's going to end it there. It's time for your Tour Violet champion, your undefeated racing champion, Matt Johnson. and Maximum Destruction from Paragould, Arkansas. And I hope I pronounced that right, but this guy has been on fire all season long, and all eyes are on him, especially coming in to qualifying and racing. He's come very close to losing it quite a few times, as there was some photo finishes in racing in the regular season, but he came out on top and had 4 out of the 5 fastest qualifying times. But right there, it looks like he may be facing a penalty. We're going to have to wait for the replay. He's going to finish attempt number 1. But we're going to take a look at a replay cam now, as hitting that crush car kind of sent him off to the side, and yes, he will be getting a penalty for that. So right now, some bad luck for Max D. It would have been a 25.054, which would have definitely taken the lead. So let's see if he can clean it up for attempt number 2. And I'm sure that has to be disappointing and very frustrating, as that concrete crush car again, those things will ruin your run instantly. And that's what happened there. So let's see if he can keep it clean this time. A great turn. Coming to the area of danger here. And close, but avoiding it altogether. Great job here for Max D. Comes down to this final turn. Another great sharp turn. And looks like he's going to come to the finish pretty easy. So, your time for Max D is a 25.331, so a new leader. From Pamplona, Navarra, Spain, it's Pilor89 in Megalodon. And he was your runner-up in Tour Blue. Almost came out with a championship, but it was taken away at the very last second by Black Pearl and Steel Titan. But this guy right here is also a phenomenal racer. And we're all looking forward to see if these trucks, either Megalodon or Black Pearl, will face Matt Johnson and Max D in racing. I know that's what the rave has been about. That's what the hype's been about. Everybody wants to see if these Tour champions or these Tour runner-ups will be racing against each other in the World Finals. And it's all going to come down to the track build-up. But here we go, Megalodon, his first time, a 25.893. So a great time, but not enough to take the lead, but he's coming out for attempt number 2 now. One of our international drivers, as we do have a few from Canada, but only a couple from across the globe. Pilor89 being from Spain, and Firefly, Engravedigger the Legend, being from Germany. So a couple of very far international drivers, but we do have quite a few Canadian drivers here in this tour, in this league. So looking forward to seeing what they all have in store for us, and just extremely grateful and excited to have them be a part of this league. So attempt number 2 in the books. Looking at a replay though here, going a bit wide, it looks like that would be a penalty. So 28.892 for Megalodon. It's time for San Diego from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Daniel, the Fireball Murray in Northern Nightmare. Mr. San Diego, Mr. Alaska, Mr. threw it all the way in stop 5. All jokes aside, though, a phenomenal driver through and through. And looking forward to redeem himself here in World Finals. Was close. 5 points away from taking the lead from Matt Johnson, but early on some trouble here as he's over those crush cars and rolling over. So a DNF for attempt number 1. And we're waiting to hear back to see what the result's going to be, if he's going to continue or not, as we take a look at all of his stats from this season. Taking a look at a replay here, what went wrong, hit that concrete crush car and just completely rolled it over. And I'm getting word now that he will not, in fact, be returning for attempt number 2, so that's going to be it for Daniel Murray.
Wait, stop the video. Hi, Daniel the Fireball Murray here, and I'm sorry to interrupt this amazing episode that Project Rod Rod has made, but I've come to tell you about his new partnership with Fourth Wall. Fourth Wall is a great website. It's a place where you can share your videos, share updates about your channel, and sell merch. To extend on that last point, the merch is great. It's comfy, and it's durable, and you can wash it, unlike other content creator products. If you're going to pick up a new shirt, I definitely suggest the Steel Titan shirt, but I got bad memories from that. Thank you so much, Fourth Wall and Project Rod Rod, for making me able to do this. And without further ado, that wraps everything up. Enjoy your video.
From Whittier, California, it's Angel Garcia and Brutus. Another one of those drivers who is a phenomenal freestyler. And we're all going to be looking forward to see what he has in store for us in terms of freestyle, as that's really been his area. That's been his best area this season. A phenomenal racer, a fast racer. But again, he had to face the likes of Black Pearl and Megalodon, who were on top of their game all season long. So I'm really excited to see what he has in store for us here. I say a lot, mainly me. He's been one of my favorites to come out on top with a freestyle win, but we're going to have to wait and see, as we have quite a few competitions to get across first. But looking at a replay here, there's questions of a penalty. And yes, a penalty there for Brutus and Angel Garcia. So a 29.020 for his first time. Getting ready for the second time now. Lined up and ready to go, hoping to avoid penalties here. Let's see if he has what it takes to either get a faster time or get close, as Matt Johnson and Max Z is currently holding on to that top spot. A wide turn, but he's coming back from it. Pretty clean, watching closely to this area. Nicely done, avoiding the cars, avoiding the smoke gate, and coming down to the final turn now. Brutus looking good so far, looking clean, and let's see what his time is going to be. And a close time, 25.481 for Brutus. From Connecticut, it's MMJ Producer in Alien Invasion. Another driver with a pretty consistent season. Consistent enough to stay within the main field lineup selection, if you will. Had a great season, unfortunately. Came up short multiple times, was runner-up multiple times. But he definitely has what it takes, especially back in Alaska. And I'm trying to think back, I believe it was in Death Valley in Stop 3 for Tor Violet. Both of those freestyle runs were phenomenal, but unfortunately were overshadowed by the winning competitor, winning driver of those events. So this guy, he definitely has what it takes. He can definitely surprise you at a 26.593. In terms of racing, he's raced Matt Johnson quite a few times, especially in the semifinal round. So he's been here before. He knows his competitors, and he's looking for a win here in World Finals. A bit of a wide turn. Hopefully that doesn't hurt him too much. Coming to the Concrete Crush Car area. So far, so good. And coming to the final turn. Let's see what his time is going to be. So far, so good. He's clean, and he's going to take it all the way to the finish line. Let's see what his time is going to be. And a 26.526 for Alien Invasion. From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, your Tor Blue champion, Steel Titan in the Black Pearl. Seeing if he can carry that dominance from Season 1 here to World Finals. Looking to knock out Matt Johnson, who was absolutely dominant in Tor Violet. See if he can dethrone him, if you will, and be the fastest qualifier here. A lot of people are riding on him. A lot of people are thinking that he's going to be the fastest qualifier here, as he was one of the fastest drivers in Tor Blue. And a lot of people are looking forward to see if these two juggernauts are going to go head-to-head in racing. But we're going to have to wait and see after qualifying, see how the lineup's going to be set up and if they'll even meet at all. But here we go, getting the first run done. Waiting for the time, and a 25.653, so good enough for third at the moment. But of course, he has one more opportunity to go out there and put out another time. So let's see if he can clean things up a bit here and get a faster time. A fantastic pass the first time around, but let's see if he can kind of tweak it a little bit. Fantastic turn right here, but see what kind of adjustments he can make, see what kind of tweaks he can make. And right there, it looks like he did get a penalty. A sharp turn. We're gonna have to wait and see until the attempt is done to see whether or not he got one. But coming to the finish now, and we're going to take a look at a replay. Right here, dangerously close, and yes, he looks like he's right over it, so he will get a penalty. And a 28.199 for Steel Titan. From Tomball, Texas, Arcanine 59 and Dragon. And don't want to take anything away from Dragon. I want to go and touch up on Black Pearl really quick before we move on to Dragon. But Black Pearl, honestly, without that penalty, he would have been the new leader. As if you take 3 seconds away from that time, it's faster than Matt Johnson's time. So, unofficially, Black Pearl and Steel Titan was for sure the new leader. But unfortunately, he currently sits in that third place spot. Now moving on to Dragon, don't want to take away anything from him. So far, so good right here. And he ended up being the number 2 in Tour Violet at the very last second, at the very last event, taking that number 2 spot away from Northern Nightmare and Daniel Murray. 26.243 for his first time. Let's even clean it up a bit for attempt number 2. But again, he was pretty dominant all season, had a slow start, but was hanging in there. Him and Daniel raced quite a bit against each other, where I believe they ended up in a tie between each other. They both went 2-2 against each other, and they mainly raced in the semifinal round against each other. So both of these guys here in World Finals, and looking forward to seeing right there a penalty for Dragon, so that's going to hurt him, unfortunately, but looking forward to seeing those two guys get an opportunity to race each other again. Daniel was unable to finish either one of his qualifying attempts, so we're going to have to wait and see. But taking a look at his penalty real quick, right here, just too sharp of a turn right over the smoke gate, and that's definitely going to hurt him. So his time will be a 29.043. From Saxony, Germany, another international driver of ours, Firefly, in Gravedigger the Legend. And seeing what he has in store, another guy that was consistent all season long, has come out with some freestyle, a freestyle win, I believe, just one, but still a great driver. And looking forward to see if he can clean up some racing here. He's the one that's tasked with the task, if you will, to knock out Matt Johnson and Max D. And it looks like right there was a penalty. I don't know, it was pretty close, reminiscent that of Steel Titan and Black Pearl. So this may hurt him. Coming to the final time, is it going to be a penalty or not? Waiting for it, and no, it will not. A 26.841, but still, unfortunately, not a good enough time. This is the final opportunity for him to take that fastest qualifying win away from Matt Johnson. If he does not do it here, Matt Johnson and Max D is your fastest qualifier. Bit of a wide turn, but still plenty of time to make up. Definitely here. The way he treats this area here is going to make or break him. Beautiful execution right there. And it's going to come down to this final turn, keeping it clean, nice and sharp. Now, is he going to be our fastest qualifier? Here go the final time. As we wait. And a 26.132, it's not going to be enough. That means Matt Johnson and Maximum Destruction is your fastest qualifier here in World Finals 1. This is the bracket, or excuse me, the results for qualifying. As you can see, our top two, Max D and Brutus, they will get the bye runs into round 2 as we take a look at the racing bracket here. Now remember, Black Pearl would have been the fastest qualifier if it wasn't for that penalty, so this would have been completely different if that was the case. But this is the first half of the bracket, and this is the second half of the bracket. So Blue Thunder and Alien Invasion are going to kick things off in racing, which is the next competition. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, be sure to hit that like button, and we'll see you in World Finals Racing.